I'm going to show you how you can add some flavour into your life with a marvellous window box full of your favourite herbs. First thing to consider is the container you're going to use. If you've got it on the inside, you don't want it draining out with water all over your surface. So you need to make sure that the drainage holes are blocked. On the outside, it doesn't matter because it'll drain free. The other thing to consider is making sure you know when you've overwatered it. This particular container has a little infill there. And see these little feet? Meaning it can stand proud from the base. So any excess water just drains through. So controlling the water is important, making sure it doesn't stain the windowsill, but outside that doesn't really matter. But you just want to make sure that you never leave all the herbs sitting in water. Now this container itself, this one's about 40 centimetres. You don't want to cram your herbs in. That's a no-no. So you end up putting too many in. Don't forget they've actually got to grow. I would say as a minimum, you're probably looking at about 20 centimetres per herb, which gives them room to grow. But of course, after a couple of years, they'll outgrow the container and you can plant them outside in the garden. Once you've chosen a container, your next choice is do you have it inside or outside. If you are positioning it outside, that's the better choice really for the plants, and I'll explain about the inside in a moment. But if you are situating it outside a kitchen window, always check which way the window opens. If it opens outwards, you want to position it low enough so it doesn't chop the top of your herbs as you open the window. But if you are positioning it inside, there's a couple of considerations. It doesn't like it too hot, so do not put it on a full southerly aspect where full sun comes right the way in, scorching the foliage and encouraging it to grow tall, thin and leggy. Also, if you are producing herbs that's outside of summertime, make sure there isn't a radiator directly underneath. A slightly cooler windowsill, brightly lit but not direct sunlight, is a perfect choice. Now there are many different types of herbs that you can grow. Parsley is a really good herb to grow. You get two choices with parsley. A flat leaf parsley doesn't look as good as the curly leaf, but tastes much better. So if you're after a higher taste, go for flat leaf. If you're after something a little bit more ornamental and something considerably easier to chop because of the curly nature of the foliage, you can go for the curly. Another winner is oregano. You may wonder why when you're at pizza restaurants you're not served fresh oregano, you've got it dry to sprinkle over the top. Well, the drying process intensifies the flavour. So you want something more subtle, you can have fresh leaves. If you want something with a stronger oregano flavour, you can dry them. This is gorgeous. This is bloody leaf sorrel. Now, of course, sorrel can be used, the young leaves, it can be picked straight away and used in the salad, or it can be used in soups in a similar way that you would use spinach. Incredibly healthy, very tasty too. And finally, basil. It's a lovely plant for a windowsill this, and picking fresh is very important. But you've got to keep picking, otherwise it gets tall and leggy. So if you're snipping off branches, using that in your food, and then new shoots will come from the base as well. First of all, plenty of peat-free compost. I'm using container compost. It's been formulated specifically for containers, tubs and hanging baskets. Now I'm putting just two herbs in this one, my Italian selection. So first up, it's the oregano. Lightly squeeze the base of the pot, tip it up, and it should tease off nicely. The next one is the basil. The secret with any herbs as you're planting is to remember that as they establish themselves in the soil and they're producing plenty of foliage that you're cropping and eating, is to make sure there's plenty of material to help the plant grow back. And that includes watering on a regular basis and also a bit of food at the same time, just to put the energy into the root to be able to produce more foliage for you to crop. It's key to think when you've planted something using fresh compost that you have somewhere in the region of about 2 to 3 months worth of food in the compost. But it's always best to start a regular feeding program, a liquid feed, and follow the instructions on the container to the right feeding schedule. So there you have it. The secret is to regularly snip, even if you're not using the leaves themselves. As you see, this one's getting a bit leggy. So if I snip some of these top leaves off here, it is encouraging lower ones to grow and it becomes a much tighter bush. And likewise with the basil as well. Keep pruning to encourage young growth coming up. It's not pruning. Don't waste them. Use them in your food. Big thanks for today's video sponsor. It's Everest. And for more information about Everest, you can check out the link in the description below. Homegrown basil on your bruschetta. Doesn't get any better than that. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more great content like this. And if you turn on your notifications, I'll let you know when a new video comes about. Enjoy your garden.